Modern Mahjong's here with Tuesday's Daily Talk of the Tiles. Are you curious about where the Charleston came from? Check out this video. We go through and discuss prior mentions of the Charleston in both books and rules to see how we got to it today. We're turning back time and reviewing references. An excerpt from Mahjong, a Chinese game in the making of modern American culture by Annalise Hines, talks about the Charleston. The national rules codified a game ritual not present in the imported 1920s form, but which likely had been evolving among American players. After the initial shuffle and draw, players exchanged tiles in a standardized passing motion that they named after the 1920s popular dance, the Charleston. These passes provided an opportunity for players to improve their hand and learn about other players' early positioning and became an essential part of the rhythm and strategy of the game. And in this book, she references Thomas Lane's book. Here's a picture of Modern Mahjong, our name, kind of funny. And there's an excerpt in his book as well that talks about ruching, single, and double, which sounds very similar to the Charleston. They talk about a single process of passing tiles before the game to get a better hand, and then after that's completing, a double rush. There's round of ruches described, and ruching blind, which was the passing of one or more tiles without looking them. And this was only permissible on the last pass in the single and the last pass of the double. So this is from 1938, and this is very similar to what our Charleston is today. There was a book called Mahjong Made Easy, and this is not the instruction book by the National Mahjong League. This is a book by Esmond Talbot, and he mentions the biggest variation is the Charleston, which is said to have originated in America and which will require some space all to itself. And then they discuss the Charleston, a convenient way of getting rid of tiles you don't want, but it's a double-edged method and quite capable of saddling you with duds as well. After all tiles for flowers have been taken, East exchanges 3 of his worst tiles with South and West with North. And then he continues going about the order of how the Charleston is done. There's some flowery language in this section. They continue discussing the players A, B, C, and D and how they rotate the tiles. And here is a somewhat a very confusing to us description of how the passes took place. So there is some history about the Charleston. If you're wondering, yes, it was named after the popular dance. And while it is very popular and done in National Mahjong League play, there were other methods of it that were kind of brought about before. Thank you to Dr. Annalise Hines. She donated a book that we were able to raffle off at our event at the Honors Bridge Club in Manhattan. And we appreciate everybody's support of our Alzheimer's event. If you are in South Florida or beyond and you are looking for a presentation on strategy, on game day, anything like that, the two of us, Dara and Donna, we travel for Mahjong and we love hosting presentations, fundraisers, and events. You could email us for more information at modernmahjong@gmail.com. If you're still looking for cards, we have both standard and large available that ship with tracking. Today's hand of the day, we're moving on to the consecutive run. Now, this section, unless otherwise stated, is exceptionally flexible. And you could start with any number as long as you finish the run. However, we always say, make sure you read those parentheses. The first one, that hand, is always a certain pattern and certain numbers 1 through 5 and 5 through 9. And it must be these numbers only in any one suit. So unless otherwise stated, all the other hands in this section can start at 1 and end by 9. In case you're new and you're wondering, you cannot use a 0 in this section. There is no 0 on the card. You could only use a 0 as the white dragon is a 0 when you specifically see that symbol on the card. This year, they tripped us up and they put it in the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 section. As long as we remember, it's never been there. So who knows? Maybe next year it will pop up in the consecutive run section. This hand is very switchable with other hands in the consecutive run, especially when you start with either 1 through 4 or 2 through 5, that run, a 4-number run, and you look down to the other sections that have 4 numbers in them. Really a switchable hand. We have a lot of events on the way. We're going to be planning them coming up soon. We have Pinstripes returning, our Meet, Eat, Play, Repeat. We already have dates in November and November 5th, 6th, and 12th for our Clive Daniel events returning. We're going to be having a daytime event in Naples. We are looking at venues for the details. Stay tuned. If you don't get our emails, make sure you subscribe.
I love
Seen
it
us,
that you
we
guys
were
love
on the
Maj.
debate.
We teach it. We love it. Oh my gosh, we love.
This is going on right now. We just had lesson 1 last night. People signed up after. Friends told them to sign up. They're going to catch up by watching the replay and then join us live going forward. The next session, the next series starts Wednesday night, and then we will continue again with 2 lessons next week. So you'll be ready to play by July 4th weekend. If you play Canasta, we have a lot of events coming up. Free Zooms, special paid Zoom to learn to play, our Canasta convention, a Paris cruise. So check all of this out. You could go to modernamericancanasta.com. What do you think we should discuss next in our daily Talk of the Tiles? We love getting emails from players. We've had some great suggestions, and we're working on those videos now. We hope you like, comment, save, and share. And with that, have a great day and a great game.